Over 15,000 people have now cast ballots during early voting in Knox County. Over 8,400 people voting in the Republican primary, about 6,700 in the Democratic primary. Voters are choosing either a Democratic or Republican presidential candidate to run in the general election. Local primary races are also on the ballot, including county commissioner in several districts. Early voting ends next Tuesday, February 25th. Election day, by the way, is March 3rd. Tomorrow is the last Saturday during the early voting period, and typically it is one of the busier days.
But you know, even on busy days, at most early voting locations, you won't find a long line.
That's right. WATE 6 your side reporter Madison Keevee has the how-to when it comes to getting in and out at the polls.
That's right, Bo, Lori, the how-to. All right, here's the big tip from the Election Commission. Vote during the early voting period. I know it sounds like a broken record, but it's more likely there will be no lines tomorrow and for the next few days of early voting because you can choose your voting location. And when you come prepared with an ID, it's likely you'll be in and out within 10 minutes or less. So to vote, you'll need a federal or state ID that has your name and photo. Now, this doesn't have to be a real ID. In fact, the ID you use can actually be expired so long as it was issued by the government. Now, understanding how to vote in this primary election, also important to keeping your time at the polls short. You'll be asked what primary you're voting in, declaring Republican or Democrat. Now, once you make that choice, of course, you'll vote accordingly across the ballot for this election. Now, by the way, that choice won't impact the general election. As a reminder, that just goes for primaries.
During early voting, you get to pick where you vote. So you can vote at any of the early voting locations. People sometimes think they only can go to one early voting. No. Election day, you're going to have your, 89 polling places out there that you're going to have to get to the right one.
Now, just this week, the Knox County Commission unanimously approved a new contract for paper ballots that would be implemented after this primary election. That means paper across the board, not just for absentee voters and those choosing paper ballots right now. But of course, we're focused on that early voting period until the 25th. Bo, Lori.
All right, Madison, thank you. And there are still early voting locations, by the way, open tonight until 6 in Knox County.
You still have time. We have a list of those locations and where you can vote early into next week on our website. Just go to WATE.com. Click on the news section. You'll find those locations under your local election headquarters.